Fuck you.
There you go.
You ain't no but a bitch. Men.
Just, what do you want, a fucking medal?
You got a fork? I ain't no fucking bitch, chef. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no bitch. You want a fucking jacket? You want to talk some shit? Let's go step outside, motherfucker. I ain't here for that, dog.
In terms of intensity or pure entertainment value, there aren't many competition television shows on small screens that can match Hell's Kitchen. Seeing some great cuisine being prepared, Chef Ramsay, and some sizzling competition, this show incorporates all three. Every chef who appears on the show is capable of cooking up delicious meals, but it is so entertaining to see them compete and collaborate to produce services that mimic feasts. In addition to Chef Ramsay's expectations, they also have to deal with customer feedback, so they have a lot on their plate. This sous chef from New York is the first to approach Chef Ramsay with a stinking attitude. Some people think Joseph Tonelli was just a gimmick to increase Hell's Kitchen's views. Ploy or not, it worked, since according to some analysts, this season of the Fox reality series was its most watched one yet. Joseph Tonelli confronts Chef Ramsay and demands a fight, calling the chef nothing but a bitch.
I ain't no fucking bitch, chef. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no bitch.
Former US Marine Joseph Tonelli was dropped from Season 6, Episode 2 of Chef Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen. He was forced to withdraw from the competition after getting into a fight with Chef Ramsay, the show's host and executive chef. The Massapequa Park-born chef relocated to North Massapequa, New York, where he worked as the American Beauty Bistro's executive chef and co-owner. He also held the role of executive chef at Uncle Jack's Steakhouse before securing his current job at Taste Kitchen. Massapequa is where Mary and Edward Tonelli gave birth to the hot-headed Joseph. He graduated from Massapequa High School in 1999 before enlisting in the U.S. Marine Corps boot camp at Parris Island, South Carolina. At the conclusion of an episode, Joseph Tonelli had been insulting Chef Ramsay the entire time and ignoring his instructions. In a fit of rage, Joseph Tonelli tore off his jacket and attacked Chef Ramsay after Chef Ramsay publicly ridiculed him for his poor performance and bad behavior. Chef Ramsay fired Joseph Tonelli after finally proving that he wasn't ready for the spotlight.
You got no respect.
No respect.
Now get out.
It's incredible Tonelli was even able to get a job in the restaurant industry after that. Contrary to popular opinion, he is said to have focused on developing his culinary abilities at some time in his life, refuting the notion that he has any prior culinary experience. Whatever Joseph Tonelli's reasons may have been, the Los Angeles Times claimed that the most shocking thing about the whole Joseph Tonelli incident was the idea that a US military member would treat an authority with such savagery. He so poorly represents the armed forces, the paper claimed. Season 6, Episode 1. After hearing Colleen from Season 5 advise that the cooks should always taste their meals,
follow this simple rule. Always taste your food before you serve it.
Joseph Tonelli commented that he wished someone would demonstrate how to tie his shoelaces.
I really could use those tips. I'm hoping later that maybe you can teach me how to tie my shoelaces.
Before the competitors tasted the signature dishes, Chef Ramsay said that the trademark dish task will take place as a regular team challenge for the first time, with each competitor going head-to-head.
For the first time ever in Hell's Kitchen, the red team's signature dishes will go head-to-head with the blue team's signature dishes.
Joseph Tonelli was indeed the third member of the blue team to have his dish judged by Chef Ramsay, and Tennille Middleton was his opponent. Before presenting his meal, he compared himself to a dog that had just been released from its leash and said that none of the other chefs would stand in his way.
I just feel like a dog that's been taken off his leash. I'm hungry, and I want this, and I'm gonna get this. None of them will get in my fucking way.
The veal chop was then made with vegetables and cooked to perfection. However, the Brussels sprouts were not.
What a shame the Brussels sprouts are rock hard.
When Chef Ramsay asked him to try the sprout, he got upset and demanded a fork, saying that since he wasn't an animal, he wouldn't eat with just his hands.
You got a fork? I ain't no animal. If there's a fork available, I like to fucking use it.
Chef Ramsay will surely challenge him in the parking lot at some point, he said, becoming extremely protective and declaring war on Chef Ramsay.
Me and him, we're gonna go head to head. Without a fucking doubt.
He and his squad won the challenge 3-2 despite falling to Tennille Middleton in the first round. Chef Ramsay's London West Hollywood provided dinner for the victorious blue team on the Hell's Kitchen patio in Los Angeles. After dinner, Joseph Tonelli toasted the women who were cleaning and told them that they were performing their tasks properly.
Cheers. The women clean where they should be at.
He partied all night with his team, and the blue team's preparation for the next day was slow since they had had too much alcohol and hadn't carefully examined the menu. During dinner, Joseph Tonelli and Dave Levy were working at the garnish station. He once said he had no idea when Chef Ramsay asked him why Louis Cordio was preparing the spinach for him.
Why?
I don't know why.
Then he inquired with Chef Ramsay about cooking lamb at the garnish station. Chef Ramsay declined, saying he appeared to be an imbecile.
Chef, let me do the lamb. Bring him over here, please.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Yeah.
Yes.
My fucking kitchen.
Absolutely.
My fucking restaurant.
All right.
Hey, and right now, big boy. Hey, I'm looking like a fucking idiot.
I got it.
Jim McGloin then attempted to calm him down as he responded angrily, saying that he understood.
Joseph, we're not at war, we're just in a kitchen, so calm down and let's cook some carrots.
Later, while Louis was being evicted, he acknowledged that Louis Cordio was lost and out of his league.
Louis lost. He's out of his league.
As they were cleaning up, Chef Ramsay gave the order to shut down both kitchens
Hey, Joseph, stop! Switch it off!
Yes, Chef.
and declared that he had never had such subpar service before and that it had been a genuine disaster. Tennille Middleton proposed Melinda Meany and Amanda Davenport as the initial candidates for the Red Team. Chef Ramsay questioned Amanda about her opinion on that decision, to which she replied that she disagreed and that Lovely Jackson should have taken Amanda Davenport's place.
Amanda, do you agree with this?
I do not agree at all.
Who should take your place?
Lovely.
When Chef Ramsay subsequently questioned her about it, she responded that she was aware of the differential between a freezer and a refrigerator.
Amanda, do you know the difference between a fridge and a freezer?
Yes, chef, definitely.
What is it?
Freezer freezes it, the fridge cools it.
After hearing each of their justifications, Chef Ramsay eliminated Melinda Meany for being the evening's weakest performer, the reason why her team lost, and her lack of desire to participate. Episode 2. The following morning, as both teams were seated in the blue kitchen, Chef Ramsay gave a brief introduction to the shrimp cleaning challenge. As Chef Ramsay was discussing the work, Tonelli observed that it was really simple and that a beginner cook could achieve it.
To clean shrimp is not a difficult challenge. Nothing more than a regular entry-level cook can do.
During the exercise, he looked across at the red team and remarked that they seemed to be confused.
I looked over the red team. They look confused. They look lost. The women just don't seem to have it.
Chef Ramsay judged the shrimps of the fourth member of the blue team, but Chef Ramsay didn't think well of him because he only managed to clean 5 shrimp.
5. Disappointed, Joseph.
Nevertheless, his team won 45-44. The winning blue team was awarded a day at Newport Beach, a seafood lunch prepared by Chef Ramsay that included shrimp and a raw bar, as well as dessert on a 40-foot mega yacht. Chef Ramsay was receiving praise, but Joseph Tonelli tried to dampen the moment by calling him a fool and arguing that nothing he had to teach him mattered.
What am I learning by shooting shit? Nothing. What gets accomplished by running your mouth? Not a thing.
He continued by saying that he had not traveled to Hell's Kitchen to receive meals and accolades and that he would not lose focus on his main objective.
I didn't come here for lunches and all this, That's not what I'm here for. I'm not going to lose my eye on the prize.
Dave Levy tried to soothe him, but all he kept saying was how great it was to be outside and that he didn't give a damn.
It's good to get out, but I don't really care.
While Jim McGloin and Van Herd were talking about how amazing it was getting tips from one of the best chefs in the world, Joseph Tonelli was the only person on the yacht who didn't seem to be having fun or enjoying themselves. Tony D'Alessandro looked like he was about to pee himself and was among the weeds before the service even started, Joseph Tonelli said during setup the next day. During the evening service, he and Jim McGloin were manning the appetizer station. He, Kevin Cottle, and Van Herd promised to do everything in their power to ensure collaboration and readiness in order to motivate themselves ahead of the arrival of the tickets. He eventually realized Tony D'Alessandro was lost and needed Kevin Cottle's help to get back to the station. Later, he commented on Andy Husband's meat temperature, telling him that it did not look good on him and advising him to check the chicken's temperature with the thermometer he was wearing on his sleeve. Later, Kevin Cottle brought a raw halibut to the pass and suggested cooking the fish himself out of concern for the outcome. He took control of the fish station and instructed his companions to stop chatting and acting like chickens. After substantial dispute in both kitchens, Chef Ramsay ordered both crews to serve shrimp cocktails to the dining room and close both kitchens. They appeared to be broken guys, he said, as he started to shut down out of guilt. Chef Ramsay told the teams to line up and chose 2 people to be eliminated before declaring both teams losers. Joseph Tonelli was not chosen when Chef Ramsay approached him to reveal the blue team's nominees. While refusing to follow orders like everyone before him and instead deciding to launch a counterattack for no apparent reason, he claimed that his teammates could speak for themselves because they knew who they were.
Who's the first nominee for the men?
They can speak for themselves, but they know who they are.
Chef Ramsay called him a smartass in response to his irritated reaction. Then Chef Ramsay questioned him once more, but this time he suggested Tony D'Alessandro and Andy Husband without a clear reason.
Hey, smartass, I asked you to tell me. Who's the first nominee and why?
No problem. Tony and Andy.
Chef Ramsay then called him foolish and interrogated him 3 more times, to which Tony D'Alessandro retorted that he understood why. He then started to contradict Chef Ramsay by claiming that they came to the decision as a group and were not susceptible to peer pressure because they were men.
We sat down as a group, everyone would pick each other, you know? No peer pressure. We're men.
He was asked by Chef Ramsay whether he wanted a medal.
Just, what do you want, a fucking medal?
But he declined, saying that his squad had decided on that together and that their comrades were aware of their identities. Then Chef Ramsay approaches him, trying to persuade him to get back to reality and follow commands. Joseph Tonelli started rambling about he was not a bitch, and Tech Moore, Robert Hess, Ariel Contreras-Fox, Susan Schlecht, and other participants were sternly warned by him to shut their filthy mouths.
I ain't no fucking bitch, Chef. I don't give a fuck. I ain't no bitch.
He's trying to bring the best out of you. You gotta look
You wanna
past
bring the
that.
best out of me?
Yeah, show some respect.
Shut your fucking mouth.
You want to be an executive chef?
Shut
now?
your fucking mouth.
Joseph Tonelli angrily approached Chef Ramsay, took off his jacket, flung it to the ground, and demanded a fight as the program ended on a cliffhanger. Episode 3. Before anything could happen, 2 security personnel stepped forward to intervene and prevent Joseph Tonelli from attempting to fight or harm Chef Ramsay. Chef Ramsay then made an attempt to calmly explain the situation to him.
I asked you one simple question and you couldn't fucking answer me. And then you want to get all tough and up close and personal.
But he was too focused on calling Chef Ramsay an insulting bitch to do so.
Fuck you.
There you go.
You ain't no but a bitch.
Chef Ramsay then reprimanded him for not treating him with respect and urged him to leave.
You got no respect.
No respect.
Now get out.
Chef Ramsay kicked his jacket to the side before starting to go, cursing at everyone as he walked. He also nearly missed the step.
You fucking bitch. All you.
Joseph Tonelli was being evasive when questioned, and it was only a matter of time before hostilities broke out between the two. But nobody could have foreseen how bad things would turn out to be. We can only imagine how difficult it was for the team to have to keep Chef Ramsay and Joseph Tonelli from making any kind of physical contact during such a crucial moment for the audience. Chef Ramsay started speaking in a series of profane terms that would make a sailor blush, where Joseph Tonelli was eventually taken away. Luckily, they didn't make contact physically, but they did produce one of the most notorious scenes in the show's history. During his exit interview, Joseph Tonelli said, "I don't need this I don't need some limey prick talking to me like that. Anybody would hire me to work in their kitchen and they'd be proud to have me there."
I don't need some limey fucking prick talking to me like that. Anybody would fucking hire me to work in their kitchen and they'd be proud to have me there.
Without a question, Joseph Tonelli had no intention of staying, and he made one of Hell's Kitchen's most spectacular exits. Chef Ramsay said this.
What an idiot. Total shame.
While smoking a cigarette outside, Joseph Tonelli gave an extremely rude exit interview, saying he did not need some limey fucking prick speaking to him in that way. He closed by expressing that he would be pleased to work with and be hired by any establishment. He wasn't given the image sequence of the coats being hung and burned. Joseph is the first male contender to withdraw willingly from the competition after being defeated. He participated in just 2 tasks and services before quitting, giving him the shortest run of any contender in the show's history. He was to make the team's nominees for elimination, as Chef Ramsay had requested. Some contend that Joseph Tonelli is nothing more than a promotional tactic employed by the show's producers to increase viewership. Joseph Tonelli's fits of fury and hysterical outbursts have, after all, made some interesting television. Others, though, believe that Joseph Tonelli is genuinely passionate about cooking and has what it takes to succeed as a chef. It will eventually become clear who is right. In the interim, fans will no doubt be entertained by Joseph Tonelli's antics on Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen has a real talent for putting individuals in stressful situations, and in Joseph Tonelli's case, the setting was just too extreme. What do you think? Is Joseph Tonelli just another trick used by the reality TV show to get more viewers, or does he actually appear to be furious? Let us know in the comments. And if you liked the video, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe if you haven't already.